Yeah, arresting the baby, boy. Crazy. Arresting the baby. What that is, Keith?
That's a patty.
Yeah, that's not man for nothing. All that for the baby, man.
So a few days ago, the rapper dababy was detained in Florida after it was alleged that he had assaulted a concert promoter. So he was basically detained. He was brought in for questioning. And it all stems from the fact that dababy was down in Florida and he was supposed to do some kind of concert appearance for $30,000. When he showed up and to meet the promoter only handed him $20,000, and that's when things took a left turn, because then it is being alleged by TMZ, this is what TMZ is reporting, that the baby robbed the guy of $80, his credit card. They doused him in apple juice, him and his crew, and they took his iPhone 7. Now, it is at this point where dababy was again detained and questioned about this alleged robbery. Okay. And he was actually held on $1,500 bond, which you think $1,500, that's absolutely nothing. That's something that he should have honestly been able to pay and walk away from. But this is one of those instances where we have got to pull on the coattails of our young folks and try to shake them into doing the right thing, because this was so unnecessary and it only got worse for dababy after this court appearance. Go ahead and take a look at this video, guys. Take a look.
In court Friday, he had this to say.
I got $250,000 in the hotel. I need my lawyer to go get it.
And shortly after he faced a judge in that case...
Good morning, Mr. Kirk.
He was back in court after it was discovered he had a warrant out for his arrest for a different case in Dallas, Texas.
And the charge is engaging in organized criminal activity.
For now, he'll remain behind bars at TGK until he's extradited and resolves his local case here in South Florida.
Right now, the warrant from Texas says no bond, and that's how I'm holding him.
Now, something that, again, should have been he pays his bail, $150 of that, and get the hell on about his business. That should have been it, but it wasn't. And this is one of those instances where, like I said, we have got to hold a mirror up to our young folks and kind of guide them in the right direction, because this is so unnecessary. Before I get off into what I want to say, I swear that judge looked familiar. She looked like that judge. I don't know if you guys remember this, but it was like a year or two back when this judge had ran into a classmate of hers. She was actually arraigning her classmate and say, "Oh, we went to school together." I know that has nothing to do with this, but I just wanted to say that. Also, I hope you guys paid attention to the lady right behind dababy when he decided to flex and say that he had $250,000 in his hotel room, and that she gave him that mama slap, like, shut up, because he out here trying to flex. And it's like, why are you sitting here saying that? Okay. She was probably trying to save his dumb ass in that moment. Okay. Telling all these people that you got that kind of money. Now, he could have done that for a couple of reasons. He may have wanted his people to know, go get my money. But in that instance, that money could have also been confiscated. So she was trying to help him. That was just that mama, like, shut up. You talk too goddamn much. But, that's neither here nor there. So, again, a situation that could have just didn't have to go here got worse for him. And now he's being extradited to Texas because of a similar assault case that he has in Texas. Now, here's the thing. I don't know who this man has around him. He's blown up over the last year or so. Just made an SNL appearance. The guy has so many opportunities awarded to him, all these things going on in his life, that he wants to be taken down by his choice over $20,000 or being shorted $10,000 when there was a different way he could have handled this. Now, if this concert promoter shorted him $10,000, you just didn't have to show up. That could have been a choice. You didn't have to do the gig. You could have walked away, and in the end, the concert promoter is the one on the hook with the money, right? He's the one that has to explain to all these people why dababy didn't show up. Now, if there is a a contract in place, a lot of times what these promoters will do is they'll give you a certain amount up front, and to ensure that this person, the artist, the talent, stays for the duration of when they're supposed to be there, they give them the last money after they've done their job. A lot of times those contracts are made that way. But in fact, say it wasn't, and say the guy was supposed to, in fact, give this guy $30,000 up front. There was another way to do this. This is what you have lawyers for. This is why you have people, or should have people, surrounding you to take care of that kind of business. Because again, in the end, this is so stupid to me. This is just absolutely stupid. Still trying to be street when you should be beyond that at this point. And not enough people are telling this guy, hey, this ain't the way. This ain't the way you should handle this. I see too many people like, if it was me and somebody playing with my money, I would have did the same thing. Well, your ass would have been in jail too. Your ass would have been. This is stupid that he is now being extradited to Texas. And he's being extradited to Texas because, again, he and his crew beat up some kind of fast food worker in Texas. So he seems to have a pattern here where this is how he handles things. And being in his position that he is now, you got to let that street shit go. You got to let it go. This was so dumb. He could have handled this so differently. Again. And now look at this. The man that he beat up is going to sue the baby now. And so who wins? Now this man might get more money. He might get more money off of the baby than the baby would have got from him, because he has a case here. So it's just like I said, we got to pull on our young folks' coattails and say, this ain't the way. Once you get into a certain position, you got to let that street shit go. And don't let people gas you up and saying, yeah, if it was me, I would have did the same thing. Well, your ass would have been wrong too. I don't want to hear all this free the baby, because he didn't have to be there. He put himself there. He did this. This was something that he could have walked away from. If the man wasn't paying you your money, you didn't have to show up. If the man wasn't paying your money, that's what you got a lawyer for. And the baby might need to consider who he runs with, his so-called crew, because his crew is only going to get him in more trouble. The baby has been into so many different issues since he's been out with I think the bodyguard a few months ago, like, hit this girl. I mean, it was all kinds of foolishness that's been going on surrounding this guy. And he has a remarkable opportunity here to be big. I mean, a lot of people love this guy. A lot of people love this guy. They co-signing this guy. And you still out here acting like you in the street. You can't do shit like that no more. You already got a target on your back. I think something happened in North Carolina, which he was actually in the right. The cops was just fucking with him at that time. But you see that you have a target on your back. Why would you go and do something like that? Why couldn't he have handled this differently? And at the same time, and I tell people this all the time. I tell my kid, my oldest all the time, like, listen, you got to think, just because you mad about something, you don't know how this other person going to be coming out swinging. So the baby showing up to beat this guy up, the baby didn't know if that man had a gun on him or not. That could have went a completely different way. Then what would we be looking at? So you got to move differently, and people got to stop coddling this kind of behavior. All right. He got too much to lose at this point, and he don't even understand that. So I hope while he's sitting his ass in jail, he got time to think about how he could have done things differently, because he don't even need to be. This is stupid. He shouldn't have been there. This is dumb. And so I just wanted to say that, because I think that this guy has a great opportunity. A lot of people say he's talented, but this was just stupidity. This was just stupid. And now the promoter might actually get more money out of him than he would have gotten out of the promoter. So